What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Paint Points. It's that man, Abu is brother man. And today we got another Kawhi Leonard is back, people. Look at that step back. 3, cash in your face, boy. Kelly Oubre. Hey, man, Kawhi Leonard is back. Are we going to get playoff Kawhi? Are we going to get playoff Kawhi, man? That's really what I'm here for. That's what we here to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And let me not make it seem like Kawhi don't got no help. Kawhi got Ben Mathurin, he got Darius Garland, he got John Collins, he got Brook Lopez. So Kawhi has help. But I'm trying to see playoff Kawhi come back, man. What they need to do to get to that point, they currently in the play-in tournament. They gotta beat the Golden State Warriors on Wednesday. And then they have to be either the Trailblazers or the Phoenix Suns. And then they get to go to the playoffs as a number 8 seed. And then their gift for being a number 8 seed, they gotta go against the number 1 seed in the OKC Thunder. Now at that point, if Kawhi can get his team, if Kawhi can drag a Steve Ballmer-led organization, if Kawhi can drag Tyronn Lue coach team to that point, I believe Kawhi can take out the big dogs, man. You're not gonna tell me that Kawhi, John Collins, Darius Garland, Ben Mathurin can't take out the OKC Thunder when times fit. Come the first round of the playoffs. Why? Because you got this guy, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard healthy is relentless. Quick. Defense is always there. That's what he's known for. But playoff Kawhi is great basketball. I just can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't call it no other way. Playoff Kawhi is great basketball to be seen, man. And why? Why do I believe they can knock off the OKC Thunder? Let me be clear, man. I don't think they can. I ain't betting no money on it, but I'm saying though, if I had to bet some money on it, I'm betting Kawhi to take them down. Why? You got Kawhi, you got the claw, you got the defense, you got the scoring, you got the leadership ability of Kawhi Leonard. Then you have his running mates, Darius Garland. Darius Garland is that point guard, that playmaker that Kawhi needs to go hand to hand with. Darius Garland is that Steve Nash type player. That's who he is exactly. Is a more athletic Steve Nash. Then you have Ben Mathurin, man. Ben Mathurin is the biggest wild card, and we're going to read an article on Ben Mathurin in a second. But that's the biggest wild card because he actually played for the Indiana Pacers last year in the NBA Finals against the same team, the OKC Thunder. So he has some he's familiar with them in some kind of way. 1. For 2, he got playoff experience. He's gone deep into the playoffs just as Kawhi, and that's all that experience is just going to help when it comes to that first round playoff matchup. Then you have guys like John Collins. John Collins has played playoff games. Brook Lopez is a champion. So Tyronn Lue, you know what I'm saying? So there are pieces in this Clippers organization that you can say, hey, they have a chance against the number 1 seed, against the OKC Thunder. Chris Dunn, they got pieces now. All we need now is Tyronn Lue to push the right buttons, man. Tyronn Lue's gonna have to push the right buttons in order for this team to be successful in that first round against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Will he be able to do it? It's yet to be seen. Tyronn Lue has had issues this season. Even though Kawhi has dragged the team to the playoffs, Tyronn Lue has had issues with trying to find that perfect lineup. The perfect lineup that gels together. Kawhi's cerebral, man. When Kawhi's in the zone, when playoff Kawhi comes out, man, we get shit like this, man. And playoff Kawhi, he's been in this mode since the All-Star break. Since the All-Star game, shall we? Whoa. Since the All-Star game, Kawhi Leonard has been on a tear. We see what he did during the All-Star game now. So that just shows you that we getting playoff Kawhi this season, man. We just need him to be able to will his team to that first round matchup against the OKC Thunder. Now, with all that being said, man, fortunately, Kawhi Leonard has, these new two front runners that he could ride. They could ride shotgun with Kawhi and Darius Garland and Benjamin Mathurin. They provided a desperate spark of hope. While the transition has not been seamless, those two have officially locked in as Kawhi's primary running mates for this postseason. Look, the NBA would do it to you, man. Like if you a teetering superstar, and if you a teetering superstar and that team don't really believe in you, bro, it could go bad for you first round of the playoffs. And hopefully they're able to knock off the OKC Thunder so that he could get a contract come next season. Matter of fact, let's go to that article that we saw on Ben Mathurin, man. So Ben Mathurin faces major question heading into a crucial postseason. Let's see what they got to say, man. The Los Angeles Clippers have 2 do-or-die games this week. The first one is on Wednesday against the Warriors. If the Clippers survive that one, they will face one of the Blazers or the Suns with the hope of clinching the number 8 seed in the playoffs. This will set up a first-round matchup against the league-leading Oklahoma City Thunder. The odds are clearly stacked against the Clippers to make noise in the playoffs, but the Clippers would love to show what they're capable of as they look to rebuild, to build a winner around, this current core in the future. Steve Ballmer, Tyronn Lue, they took a fly on Paul George and James Harden, and they tried year after year, and it just seemed as though that trio was never going to matriculate into a successful postseason run. But like we said, Ben Mathurin, don't get Cam Thomas, don't get Dennis Schroeder, man. Ben Mathurin, I suggest that you get in that gym today, bro. Like, you need to show out, because if you don't, that puts your future in jeopardy. This puts your max player eligibility in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? If you're unable to lift what Kawhi can't lift in this playoffs and take this team further, your current team and the rest of the league will look at you as just another help. They're not going to look at you as a max player value type of guy. So you got to be very careful, Ben Mathurin. A lot is riding on this playoffs for you, man. You know what I'm saying? For Ben Mathurin, the stakes are even higher. The 23-year-old shooting guard is playing for his next contract and a spot on next year's Clippers team. In order to prove his worth ahead of this upcoming free agency period, Mathurin needs to answer one question. Can he impact winning at the highest level outside of his scoring? Damn. Mathurin's scoring ability is well established. He has had massive scoring games since arriving in LA, including a 38-point explosion in his home debut. He had a 5-game stretch where he scored over 20 points every single game. Who does this sound like? It sounds like Cam Thomas to me. Bruh, Ben Mathurin, don't get Cam Thomas, don't get Dennis Schroeder, man. And bruh, depending on the market for you this offseason, bruh, you need to take whatever the team giving you, bruh. Because that's how Cam Thomas got played. That's how Dennis Schroeder got played. Yet, the former Pacer hasn't been able to contribute in other areas of his game. Not only has his scoring been inconsistent, but he has also not taken a step forward in non-scoring aspects. His playmaking and passing remains highly questionable. His shots have completely abandoned him, as he is making 20.7% of his threes as a Clipper. Wow. His defense has largely been underwhelming. Who does this sound like? This sounds exactly like Cam Thomas. These are all the reasons why head coach Ty Lue played him only 5 minutes in the most important game of the season. Against the Blazers on Friday, Mathurin didn't see the court after the first quarter. His inability to stay in the front of players on defense and weaknesses as an off-ball player on the other end of the floor prevented Mathurin from getting more minutes? Will Lue trust him in the play-in tournament when the stakes are the highest they have been all season? I believe Ty Lue gonna trust him because, you know, if it comes to a point where you need him, if it comes to a point where you need scoring, I believe you're gonna believe in Ben Mathurin. But if Kawhi is able to, if Darius Garland and Kawhi are able to, get the ship headed in the right direction and they beat the Warriors and then they beat either the Suns or the Blazers, I believe, Ben Mathurin is gonna see, God damn, Ben, how the fuck you get in this position, Ben Mathurin? Like, we need to start studying this shit, man. Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas, Ben Mathurin. The league is treating y'all all the same. And I'm pretty sure there are thousands of other players like that as well. Damn. Now, if the answer is no, then Mathurin's Clippers tenure may be shorter than expected. LA has to make a decision in the offseason on Mathurin. They either have to give him a long-term extension, match any offers for him, or let him sign elsewhere. If he can't demonstrate an ability to be a winning player in the final stretch of the season, then the Clippers may pull the plug on the Mathurin experience. Man. Yo, I think a bigger story, well, the top story is playoff Kawhi could be back. Right under that is Ben Mathurin out here becoming the next Cam Thomas. And it's so easy. I believe he was a rookie not too long ago. He's probably like in his third year. So things about to hit the fan, man. And Ben Mathurin, what are you gonna do this playoffs, man? Darius Garland got paid already. You looking for your first paycheck, Mr. Mathurin. So we're gonna see what happens, man. But all in all, playoff Kawhi could be back. Do I believe playoff Kawhi will be back? Yes, I do. Because I believe that he could get past the Warriors. He could get past the second game for the play-in. And then he could scare the OKC 6 games. If playoff Kawhi is back, that means the Clippers have at least stretched it to a 6-game playoff in that first round of the playoffs for the NBA. So with that being said, man, if you got this far, I do appreciate you for watching the video, clicking on that thumbnail. It's that man, Abu is brother man. You watch another video on paint points. Let's go.